controlling of the narrative. And what was it? They had to pay a fee just to get in?
Yeah. They had to pay. Well, that's not even if you got into the actual press pool, like to see the whole thing, because that was reserved all for the major media outlets, and every day they would do a lottery where 2 independent news organizations would be allowed into the trial, but all the rest of the spots were filled by the major media.
So people are basically buying tickets to go and watch a nerd kind of show off. So basically, this is Comic-Con?
Yes.
This is the first Comic-Con of all time, 1995, the Kaczynski trial?
And also, it's like Prince tickets.
Yeah.
And the other journalists who couldn't get into the room, they were put into a different room where they pumped in audio on the speakers, but you could only get to that room if you paid the $5,000 initiation fee and then took out liability insurance, which cost another $1,500.
Was there a cake that was in the shape of a bomb and a celebrity speaker? I mean, I guess Kaczynski was the celebrity.
Yeah.
You're $5,000 to sit in a room next to the courtroom and just hear the audio.
Just to hear the audio.
And you also hear Ted Kaczynski's mother did the same thing. Is that when she's like, and then I saw Ted in the news, and I knew, he has gone into his shutdown place. She got all sad for him, and she's like, lady.
So his lawyers think, all right, the only way this guy's getting out of the death penalty, because this is a federal case, and the death penalty definitely applies. They think the only way to do it is to portray him as mentally ill.
Right.
But Ted, that is the last thing that he wants, and in fact,
Which is also the best thing to prove he's insane.
Yeah, he was so pissed off, he said, there's no way, the only way I'm going to do a mental health defense is if you give me an 80% shot that it's going to work.
He wanted stake in the, like it's Shark Tank. He wanted 80%. I mean, how would they possibly even know that?
Well, that was his terms.
Well, then
those are his
it's
conditions.
80%.
Okay.
And then I'll do it then. You're obviously insane.
Yeah. Well, he decides, he and his lawyers go through with it, but he fires them and he says, you know what, I want to defend myself.
And if you're a juror, you're like, thank God, this is going to be great. And then you're like, oh, this is like a bad first date.
I am going to die. Yeah, and he's going like, you'll be surprised how many birds you could see in one day. Up to 9. That's the biggest amount I saw. My shoes are made out of leaves.
Mr. Kaczynski, get to the facts of the case.
I'm sorry, I just put myself to sleep. Just thinking about it. Burlap is a great thing to make a tie out of if you can get a hold of it, if it's in season. And burlap season's 9 months long.
If you make the jury fall asleep, it would be a mistrial. So that's actually kind of genius.
So he decides he wants to defend himself, but the judge says the only way that he's going to even consider it is if Ted goes through a mental health examination. And of course, he hates mental health and psychology and all of it
through a variation of MK Ultra.
Yeah, but he agrees to it, and the doctor on site diagnoses him as a paranoid schizophrenic with extreme violent tendencies. But he still doesn't want to go.
I thought they were going to diagnose me as a carpenter. That's crazy.
So they come back and the judge says, you know what? Nah. I'm not going to let you defend yourself. You better go ahead and do a plea bargain. So Ted Kaczynski, he pleaded to he pleaded guilty in exchange for life in prison, not going to the chair. And one impact statement from one of his victims said during the sentencing, "Please, Your Honor, make this sentence bulletproof, bomb-proof. Lock him so far down that when he does die, he'll be closer to hell. That's where the devil belongs."
I mean, okay, no reason for the narrative here, buddy. It seems like you're editorializing a little bit. That's cool, though.
Yeah, so he went to jail, and he's
still there, right?
Everybody steals his homework, to copy from the prison school.
I mean, I bet you that he can still tell that turnips and carrots cooking recipe to anyone that'll listen. But now it's probably like Frito-Lays and random bologna.
And they bring him into war-torn, like gang war-torn parts of the prison in order to make them all fall asleep.
Yeah, I mean, indeed, no more riot police needed. Just put him over the loudspeaker. You know, you can cook bologna right
So many
over a
different-
nice flame. And
Sometimes a bird will go, caw, caw. Sometimes a bird will go.
that's
I
when
saw a rabbit on my birthday. I named it Ted.
after myself.
Shut the fuck up, Ted! Shut the fuck up!
Well, just so you know, these days, Ted Kaczynski, he's in a Supermax prison in Colorado, and in 2012, he submitted his current information to the Harvard University Alumni Association. He listed his 8 life sentences as achievements, his current occupation as prisoner, and his current address as number 04475-046, U.S. Penitentiary, Max, P.O. Box 8500, Florence, Colorado 81226.
Send him your panties, girls. Give him a thrill.
I bet you that he gets them, and he has no idea what they are.
I mean, that's the one. I understand why people find like Ted Bundy attractive, or even Richard Ramirez with his or these Spanish looks.
His terrible breath.
Yeah, Ted Kaczynski, girls, don't. Not with him.
I don't think
it's
there
gonna
are
make
any.
your clothes smell.
Great. So Kaczynski's in prison. He killed 3 total, injured how many?
16.
16.
Yes.
And interesting story.
23 attempted bombings.
Ted
Yeah.
Kaczynski.
And don't forget about on August 31st, the Cave Comedy Radio Sausage Party, which is going to be a ton of great sausages, bratwurst, and all that type of stuff. All day on Sunday, we're going to be doing live podcasts. We're going to have a big live show with all your favorite CCR people. And you can make a whole weekend of it if you want to, because we've got the last podcast on the left live the night before on August 30th.
Yeah.
So
Everybody vote for us on the for the Creakies.
yeah.
For this podcast.
Yeah, go vote. You can go to the Facebook page and find the link to vote for us at the Creek Awards for Best Podcast, and the Roast Marcus Parks for Best Specialty Show. Fucking Last Podcast on the Left for Best Variety Show. We're nominated for a bunch of shit.
We got a
this
bunch
year.
of stuff, and I've gotten a couple of random messages with people. Everyone has their own thing that they were mildly upset about that we were making fun of, but we make fun of everything, and we love everybody. And I got like 5 of them. Literally, just be like, "Have you thought about maybe potatoes are tasty and you shouldn't talk about them in a negative way?" But of course,
everyone gets their own little piece.
Yep. All right, everybody. Well, let's do a Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
And of course,
Again.
hail yourselves.
There's cum in the Papa John's dough.
Don't ruin this for me. Papa's in the house. He's coming in all the dough. Uh-oh.
Is that what Papa means? Papa's in the house?
Papa's in the
He
house.
just came in his pants?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and hail me, everyone.
Yes. All right, buddy. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
So much fun. A prancing kern with my daughter. So much luscious kern. Is that a pran in the sky?
Is it a what? Is it a what?
Pran never come. Oh, out here. Pran never come.
A
Where's
what?
it? Oh, it's dropping some sort of bag. It's dropping. Is it a bag or a refrigerator? Is it dropping? Oh no, it's atomic bombs!
Okay, well that just turned into the most offensive thing that's ever happened on the show.
No, I think that's just Hiroshima, Henry Zabrowski.
Yeah. I like Hong Kong, Henry Zabrowski.
Get me some sunscreen.
All right.
Oh, get me some good sun hat.
Get some aloe.
Never stop being
Yeah.
bright.
Get some aloe vera on there, something like that. That would be good.
Oh, I don't look good.
Well, you sound great. I am so devastated by this week's news already. I'm depressed over here, and you're bringing up when we dropped the atomic bomb on a bunch of farmers.
I think that
Good God.
shows that things could